got hurt early on and then came back late. So it was great to have those guys in that room to, help teach those guys, to lead those guys.
Was Jordan maybe slower to get back just by the nature of his?
You talking about during the season?
No, I'm just as far as getting cleared for.
He's been working just fine. Man. He's been putting in the work and just doing those things that it takes. That's all you can do is what you can do. Control what you can. And that's what he's done.
Coach, we talked about GONE earlier, and you had an acronym for it. What does the letter G stand for?
GONE, grand.
Grand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
So GONE is grand opportunity, new experience, and that's what it is for all these young guys. And because you want to talk about the guys that are gone, man, we'll miss those guys that are gone. So my acronym for GONE was grand opportunity, new experience. So this young group, man, they gotta get opportunity to gain experience so they can turn potential into credentials and really get to work. So they've been focused and locked in on it. I'm looking forward to coaching this group.
If you're not a talkative guy, can you kind of absorb some of what Christian, Dexter, and even the other two guys up front brought to the table? Does that kind of maybe rub off on them to go, hey, here's how they did it, but I can force myself to become more?
Well, yeah, I think you have to walk in your own two shoes and use your true gifts. So it was great for those guys to be behind, two of the better ones to ever do it here at Clemson, Christian and Dexter, and to learn from those guys and to see, because kids listen with their eyes, man. They got to watch them and see what they've done. And I just think that's gonna pay dividends down the road. But you definitely gotta, stick to your strengths. It's not gonna, and you gotta step outside your comfort zone as well. And I think both of those guys have done a great job of that.
Through the last 3 national championships, how do you feel you guys got into that pressure now that the expectations of those guys?
Well, the pressure doesn't exist when there's preparation present. So that's what I talked about, man, is you prepare for it, man. All the outside people, let them feel the pressure. We're just going to prepare and take it one day at a time and even break it down even smaller than that, one play at a time. And that's all we can do is control what we can control. And you eliminate the pressure, especially on a young group. You want to definitely not have them out there playing tight, man, and have them playing confident. And that's going to come with experience and opportunity.
Some national attention as a really good recruiter. What is it about you or your style that allows you to connect with these kids?
Well, I think it's the culture here at Clemson. I think the culture here, once you come to Clemson, you feel that culture, and the people make the place. And I'm just one of those people. Coach Sweeney, you get them around him, Clemson really sells itself, man, if you can get them on there. We're just all about relationships, and that's been something that I've hung my hat on since my days playing, man. I wanted to be a good teammate, and that's now I want to be, one of the best staff members I can be, and I want to be the best coach I can be. You want to be the best at what you do, and building relationships is part of that, man. Getting guys to buy into what you're selling them, and to know that what you're selling them is how it is. It's not going to change up once you get them there. You're not going to recruit them one way and then get them here and be a totally different person. So being real is a big key, man. And we got some real dudes here on our staff, support staff, and our full staff, man. So that's what I would say.
You mentioned the staff embracing the culture, but it feels like the players are doing the same too. I've heard coaches talk about guys wanting keys to get into watch as much film as possible, or just be as involved in this summer. When you see that, how assuring is it that they are putting that prep work in, that they're not resting on the
Man, I tell you, that's a coach's dream. You got guys coming in and wanting to be great, because you make no mistake about it. Just because you hadn't had the opportunity to play, a lot, doesn't mean you don't want to be great. Doesn't mean you weren't preparing. Doesn't mean you wasn't watching or paying attention to the things that we went over before the national championship game. I guarantee you, I got trust in my heart that if we had another guy go down, we would have plugged in another guy, and he would have stepped up and played winning football, because that's the type of culture we have here. Coach Sweeney, man, he holds everybody accountable, and just to your preparation, preparing like you're gonna get in the game and earning that right, because we lead the country and players play per game. So, but we don't give that away. Those guys earn that, And they know that if they prepare the right way, they're going to have an opportunity to go out on that field and shine.
You mentioned Jordan Niles have played some, but we haven't seen him a ton. Just what kind of players are those guys?
Oh man, I just think you wait and see. I love everything that they bring to the table. They're not just run stoppers. They're not just pass rushers. They're complete defensive linemen. They're going to be able to play first through third down and anything else that's demanded of them after that. So they're guys that can be in the game in long yardage situations, short yardage situations, and they got a pretty good handle on the game. And they're both still learning and getting better. Neither one of them knows it all, and they want to come to work and want to be coached. So I think that's great. I'm looking forward to this challenge with them.
How much time behind them grow when they were out this spring?
Oh man, they grew leaps and bounds. You just look at it from day 1 to day 15 at the spring game. Guys executing our plays, understanding why we do what we do, not just knowing what to do. So that's been a big key, man, in our execution over the years. Guys really understand what we're trying to get accomplished, and we're getting those guys, stepping in that right direction to where they understand the why.
Todd, you've been through a bunch of camps as a player and a coach. You know players hit that wall. It's a grind. Now as an assistant coach, knowing that the overall program has a very organized plan, but during camp, how do you keep it fresh for your guys? And you kind of have that internal clock where you're seeing week to week and improving.
Yes, I mean I think that's your job as a coach, man, to know that number one, that wall does exist, especially for young players. They're going to hit a wall, and you got to coach them through that wall and help. And that not only try to get them to run through it or climb over it and get over it, you got to be right there with them. And having been through it, use your experience that you had from the past, man. And that's what I plan to do. There's a lot of things that you got to be patient as well and be a teacher. You're not just you got to be a teacher of the game. So that's how you get through that.
In the position room, as camp goes on, do things get more intense? As in, I looked at the film from yesterday's practice. I didn't see this. Or do you kind of just try to keep that kind of cool, even demeanor?
Man, you got to be you, and that's got to be consistent on a day-to-day basis to get the maximum performance out of your guys. Any inconsistency and you stunt the growth of your players. So whatever you are, whoever you are, be you, and whatever that looks like, so they can get used to that. And that's who I've been. I'm more of I'm going to coach you hard. I'm going to be right there. I'm going to talk to you and teach you. But I'm also, going to demand it out of you when you're not getting it done. And I'm going to show you examples of guys who are getting it done. And we grade every day. So we make sure they understand, man, that every rep matters, and we got to get better.
Coach Tyler Davis, what impressed you the most about him back in the spring? What do you want to see him improve on at fall camp?
I'll tell you what, his mindset, coming in, just the way he went to work and rolled up his sleeves and just grinded, man, and even the work that he put in it, even before getting here. We sent install sheets out, and he knew most of the plays before he even got here. So that's a tribute to him and the work that he put in outside of it. Just understanding protection. I want to see him grow in that department, and he's grown. I've kept good tabs on him over the summer with the drills that we've done and that Niles has led and Jordan has led, showing him the key things that they see to help them recognize. Because a big part of defensive line is the block recognition, protection recognition, and things of that nature, and how you play them. So he's grown already in that. I just want to see him take that next step. I've challenged him. I was like, man, you came in and you worked your butt off. I challenged him to make another jump between the end of camp.
Obviously, he has a big opportunity to make an impact right away. What are your expectations for him going into this freshman season?
Man, I tell you, I just want to see him max out his potential. I want to see him be the best that he can be, and I want to see him, grow into if whatever that role looks like for him. Be it a backup or a starter, whatever it is, whatever he earns, he understands that the best player is going to play. The whole groups know that. They know that the best player is going to play. So I want to see him just be his best, man, and get better every week.
Todd, the guy that you got gifted last year, Xavier Kelly, drops down into your group. He's got a lot of weight, over 300-pound threshold now. What do you see for Xavier Kelly coming up this year? He seems to be a guy not too many people are talking about that has a lot of athleticism and a lot of potential in that group.
He does, man. He has a lot. He's really worked hard. It's been really good to see him attack, because that's where he's had to grow, at the point of attack. And you can do that, one of two ways: putting on the mass that you need and getting stronger in the weight room. He's done both over the summer. He's done everything that I asked of him. Now he just needs to have a great camp. So, I mean, he's got an opportunity right there in front of him that he's just got to reach out and grab and hold on to with both hands and really want it. He can really help us. So I'm looking forward to him, seizing the moment on his opportunity.
Can you walk us through the first time you ever met Coach Sweeney and how you getting on staff sort of came to be?
Oh man, first time that I met Coach Sweeney was actually in 2007. Okay, I was at Talladega High School, my first coaching job, and one of my teammates had passed away to a rare form of cancer, and Coach Sweeney was speaking at the funeral. So I stuck around after the funeral. Victor Ellis is the teammate. He played with me at Alabama. He was a starting Sam. I was a backup Sam linebacker coming in, and he's the first one to put his arms around me as a young freshman. And he reminded me, believe it or not, of Christian Wilkins. He had a smile that lit up the room. And Coach Sweeney actually recruited him. And Coach Sweeney was gone by the time I got to Alabama as a player. And he spoke at that funeral. I stuck around and shook his hand, me and my wife. And that was my first time meeting him. And then, 6 months later, I get a job at Oxford High School. And around that same time, I think he was named as the interim head coach. And my cousin, Antoine McClain, I was coaching at Oxford High School then, and Antoine was right up the road at the rival high school, Anniston High School. And I used to go get him and have him work against my D-line. I had 4 D linemen at the time that ended up playing D1 football.
Okay.
So we didn't have any offensive linemen at the time that could challenge them. So I go get my little big cousin, Antoine, and I say, hey man, you fish can get about 25 reps. I said, and I put him through pass pro. And Coach Sweeney came by the school and was recruiting one day. And I just remember stepping out of the weight room and telling him, I said, hey man, and this is before he got announced as the interim. I said, man, one day you're gonna be, head coach. Don't forget a brother. And I was just joking with him then. And I'm talking about, I don't know exactly how much time passed, but he was named the interim coach. And then he kept a speaking engagement, which was right there in Oxford, Alabama, at the Pigskin Roundup, which highlighted all the all-stars in the area of football. And he spoke at that. I went to it, of course, and I recorded it. My wife worked it. It was playing on the local TV stations there. My wife recorded it, and I put his story into poetry. And I named it No Excuses. Because when you look at his life and you see where he came from and all the things that he's been able to accomplish, that should be an inspiration to everybody, man, that if you really want something, you really got a dream deep down inside of you, and you go after it with everything in you, you can achieve it. And of course I stayed after that and shook his hand after he spoke. But my wife designed the poem that I wrote, and she mailed it to him. And he got it, and it's still in his office to this day. And he invited me to come up and work his camp. And I worked camp from there. And you never know, man, who's watching you or the opportunity that you're going to have. So that's why you make sure we tell our players every play is important, everything matters. I just think that looking back on my story and my journey, that's a living testament of that. I could have came up here and worked camp and been on vacation, and just using it as a networking tool. But I use it to come up here and pour into whatever, whoever the good Lord put in my path, and try to do the best job I can. Listen to Coach Brooks and see what he wanted out of his drill. And just do it with everything in me. And that ended up paying off. Coach Brooks told him that I was one of the best ones here coaching D-line, and the rest is history. Coach Brooks retires after the national championship game. And I can't tell y'all who I was cheering for that game. I was at Jacksonville State, and 2 weeks later after that game, Clemson came out victorious that game, man, and I get the call from Coach Sweeney. The rest is history, man. But I tell you what, it's a lot more that goes into it that I won't get into, but it's a blessing. And I don't take it for granted, man. This is a great place, and the culture Coach Swinney's built, it's just great to be a part of, man, and to try to further it and take it, even to another level, man.
Speaking of